right, so check it. Welcome to the Initiative School. This is Benny Colbert. Once again, I wanted to come on and actually talk about a subject that I thought was very, very interesting to me. Just a small concept that I want to kind of talk about. I think it kind of touches on some very pressing issues. So let you start it out. Let's take a look. Let's listen to it and let's see what this situation is actually talking about. Cutting that out. All right, so we're talking about the haves and we're talking about the have-nots. Everybody knows this one. This is probably easy to see through. You have your haves and you have your have-nots. Your haves have never really truly known a loss. I'm pretty sure they've had losses in their past, but the haves usually always seem to win. Always. And then you have the have-nots. Very simple, very easy for you to kind of figure this one out. The have-nots seem to always lose. They can't help but lose. It's like they're set up to lose. Hint. So, I mean, with that being said, what does that do for someone's perception? How does that make you feel? I mean, how would you handle it? What would your life be like? How would you approach things going forward from a negative aspect? Because you haven't had an opportunity to win, you've always lost. Or on the flip side, like I said, how would you handle it from the productive side and you've always won, You would most likely figure that, hey, you know what? Your confidence is going to be at an all-time high because you've never known a loss. Is that safe to say? Yeah, that's what I would assume. On the other hand, that have-not, he's cautious. Cautiously optimistic, but cautious because his life is filled with a lot of heartache, a lot of loss, a lot of rebuilding. So, I mean, that would tend to make someone very, very pessimistic going forward, though. Do you agree? Your outlook would most likely be a product of your experiences, which are probably not good. So it makes it very hard to start things because you got the fresh loss, fresh on your toes. So you get presented with something else, the first thing comes up, the first thing that you're worried about is, okay, here we go again. How do we not do this to mess this up? So it almost gives you stage fright in a sense because you done lost many times. You don't want to lose again. But there's an urge in you that's telling you, keep pressing forward. Keep pressing forward. So, now, here it is. And everybody's familiar with this show. I'm going to go ahead and say the show. Had Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd in it, Trading Places. So, what if you did that in real life? What if we switched roles? What if we switched roles to the haves? And then the other person in the position switched the roles to the have-nots? That's an actual valid question to think about. How would the new haves handle things versus the new have-nots handle things going forward? This is an easy one, right? So you got the haves. The haves have never really had wins. They're still cautious. They're still optimistic, but their steps are very small steps. Very small steps and them gaining traction, and then eventually things start speeding up. Things start going a little bit better. And all of a sudden, that have-not, which is now a have, He's got to win. And he appreciates that win because you know why? He learned from all the toiling when he lost. He learned everything what not to do. Does that make sense? I would assume it does. Now on the other side here, you're looking at the have not. He's making big steps. He's investing a lot of money because why? He's never known a loss. So he's going big. He's going all in. And he oversteps. He makes some mistakes. And he loses big. And here's the difference. He lost so big, it put him in a very, very bad situation. Now he's moping around. Now he's broke. Now his house foreclosed. Now he's lost everything. Now I'm focusing on this have not, the new have not, because he still has the mindset of the have. So he doesn't know a loss. He's never experienced it. So this loss is weighing very, very heavy on him. So how do you deal? Never knowing a loss or never knowing a win? You're going to appreciate that win a whole lot more. Never knowing a loss, this is probably going to gravely affect you because you've never had an opportunity to learn from your mistakes. Everybody gave you an opportunity to learn on the fly, or if it was a small mistake, you could recover. But now you can't recover. What do? Chances is you won't ever recover because you never had the opportunity to learn from your losses. So if I had to pick somebody, I'm probably going to pick the guy that's had the number of failed businesses because I know that he knows what not to do. That's very simple. These are just the haves and have-nots. These are situations that I would assume many people have. I've experienced this in my life, so I kind of bring it from a place of my own situation. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna drop it off with you. Come check your boy out. Come subscribe. Whatever, let's do it.